Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another Study With Me ASMR. Today's ASMR video is a little bit different because I will be studying in a tiny house. The tiny house is located down in Houston because I am visiting some family who happened to give birth to my baby niece. So I'm visiting family and trying to write out a paper for my writing seminar. I have to write a 40-page paper. It's the last thing standing between me and law school graduation. Speaking about really long papers, today's study ASMR video is brought to you by Bartleby Write. Bartleby Write is your 24/7 stress-free virtual writing center, designed to spot mistakes, build better writing habits, and transform okay papers into stellar ones with its spelling and grammar check, plagiarism detection, and citation assistance. In this Study With Me ASMR, I'm going to walk you through the steps that I take whenever I have to tackle a very large paper. When it comes to 20, 30, 40, or 50-page papers, they can be really intimidating, especially if you are in a major where you don't typically write papers. I personally am a visual learner, and today I'm going to show you how I utilize brain maps or mind maps to brainstorm the larger picture. From there, I will then show you how I transfer from a mind map to creating a one-page outline of my 40-page paper. There are so many different ways that you can brainstorm for a paper or an outline like I'm writing. For example, some people handwrite or use virtual note cards to track their research. I sometimes use an Excel spreadsheet if I am moving very quickly. For example, a legal memo that may be due in 48 hours. That's when I'll use an Excel spreadsheet. But for a very long paper like this one that's going to be about 35, 40, 50 pages, I like to see everything visually first. I like to see the big picture. So this mind map allows me to essentially just word vomit as much as possible, see the bigger picture, see the moving components because it is a paper about the intersection of race, health, and law. I can then, as a visual learner, begin to put everything together in color categories and then begin to write a little bit more of an organized outline. Once I've brain mapped all of my ideas, I've broken them up into the three major groups that my paper is supposed to be about: race, health, and law. I then open up a Word document, and what I do is I essentially take ideas that I see intersect or come together, and I just start writing a stream of consciousness. When I get to the actual outlining part, I like to break my outline into about 5 major sections: my thesis, research, introduction, body of law, and resolution. Thesis is what you are arguing. I argue X because X, Y, Z. Research is essentially any articles you came across or other authors, peer-reviewed journals that you were inspired by when you were reading them, or can be, for example, potential sites to work. The next 3 sections you don't really need to have, at least in the outline. In my class, my professor is really just looking for 1 to 2 paragraphs explaining what you want to write about. Under introduction, I may list some interesting facts or stories that I came across during research. Body of law is going to take up the majority of my paper. That is any precedent, current cases, perhaps cases in the Supreme Court docket that have anything to do with my particular topic. And then resolution is also an extremely important part of my paper. Introduction, blah, 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 whatever. You can hit that out of the park. The resolution is where you're going to really set yourself apart as a student, because that's when you offer your solution to your thesis or problem that you saw when you were mind mapping and coming up with your paper topic. Now that I have my outline finished, it took about like an hour and 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. I'm now going to copy the entire Word document, and I'm going to go over here to Bartleby Write, where I'm going to paste it into the text box and have it analyze for any sort of plagiarism, grammar issues, or punctuation issues. Now this is what my outline looks like copied and pasted into Bartleby. This is the little magic button that you click, analyze my draft now. This always takes a second because Bartleby, she's working real hard, make sure that it checks everything that could possibly go wrong. Here I have 16 grammar issues, whoops, 3% plagiarism, which is to be expected because I do have resources and citations in there, and 11 writing issues. Great thing is that on the right side, you have real-time suggestions of how to make sure that you check and review your paper accurately. Okay, now that my outline is finished, I'm still gonna work and maybe start on the introduction of my paper today. That being said, I will link Bartleby Write 1 month free in my caption below. Oh, let me know what you guys are writing about this semester. I'd love to learn more about the different paper topics you guys are going to work on.